Assalamu alaikum everyone. In this video we'll talk about database languages. Okay, but before that, see, all these while we were talking about creating a database, storing the data into the database, modeling the database, all these things, right? So how exactly to do that, right? So see, database management system, we are doing this with the help of database management system. Database management system is nothing but what? A software, right? So in order for me to interact with the software, what do I want? See, I'm interacting with you. So I'm interacting you with the help of a language. I'm communicating with you with the help of a language, English language, right? So same way, if I want to communicate with the software, if I want to interact with the software, if I want my work to be done by the software, if I want my if I want to give instructions to the software, what do I want? I need a language, right? Yes. So we need a language to interact with the software, and that language is nothing but SQL, structured query language. Okay. This is not the only language that we use for the database. This is not the only language that we use for the database, but this is the most commonly used language. Okay. It is used for relational database models. Okay. Clear? For relational database management system or relational database, it is used for SQL, stands for structured query language. Okay, it was originally known as SQL, but later on it is termed as structured query language. Okay, so structured query language is the language of database. We know this. Now SQL can perform many different operations, many different functions. We have got many different components of SQL. Okay. For example, we have got this database languages. This all falls under SQL. Triggers. We have got triggers in SQL. We have got transaction managements. We have got transaction management, security, embedded SQL, dynamic SQL. All these things we have under SQL. For now, we are not talking about all those things. We are only concerned about one part, that is database languages. Okay, clear how we got database languages? So it is a part of SQL, structured query language, and a structured query language is what? A language of the database, relational database. Clear? Now, this database languages are further categorized into all these types. The first is data definition language, or also DDL, short form. The other is data manipulation language, DML. The other is transaction control language, DCL. The next is data query language, DQL, and the other is data control language, that is DCL. Okay, let's see this one by one. Data definition language, matlab kya? It is going to define the data. It is going to define the relation. Okay, so data definition language. These are the commands that fall under data definition language. The commands are creating of a database, creating of a table, creating, altering of a table, drop, deleting or dropping the contents of the table, dropping the entire table. Next is truncate. Truncate is similar to drop, truncate and delete. These are the operations which are used to delete. Okay, but they are different from one another. I'll say you what is the difference between all these things later on. So drop is also used to delete, truncate is also used to delete, and delete is also used to delete. Okay. Next, we have got data manipulation language. Here we have created the database, here we have created the table, and now we are going to manipulate that data. Okay, creating is done. Next will be what? Inserting the data, right? So insertion, then updating the data, deleting the data, or table locking the table. Okay. The next is transaction control language, or also called as DCL. Here we have got commit. Commit means you are going to save your work at a particular point. Commit is nothing but saving the data. The next is rollback. Rollback means you are going to roll back your data where you last committed. Okay? Retrieve the data back. The next is save point. It's like a bookmark. Okay? You're going to save your data at particular point where you can later on roll back. Okay? At the point which you want to roll back, that will be nothing but your save point. Clear? Next, data control language. Data control language is nothing but controlling of the data. Either you want to grant the access or you want to revoke the access to the users. Okay, easy, right? And the next is data query language, DQL. DQL is used to get the data from the database, and we can impose orders upon it. Okay? For example, select. In this we have got select. We are going to select the data from the database. Either we can select the whole table, or we can select selecting, okay, or we can we can select the table, or we can select specific rows, specific columns. Okay, clear? Easy, right? So my database languages are categorized into all these types: DDL, DML, DCL, DQL and DCL. Okay, and these are the operations we have under these categories. We'll see the syntax and one example to each of them, so it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, it will be more clear for you to understand. Let me just erase this and clear some space for it. Okay, let's see the first one, create. So create is used to create a table. So create, we are going to create a table, right? So create table, and obviously there will be a name given to the table, so that table name. So create table, table name. This is the syntax. Okay, then next we'll be having columns in the table, right? That's what. So column name, data type, size. Obviously we are entering the data, right? So we need to have the type of the data. Okay, the type of data that you want to be entered into your column, you need to specify it here, the type of data. Okay, what kind of data you want to be present in that particular column, you need to specify here. So column along with the data type and the size. Size should be given, memory size. Okay, how much you want your data size to be. Okay, what is the capacity? Data size is nothing but the capacity or the range of your data. Okay, we can have multiple columns here, column 1, column 2, so on till column n. We can have this. Okay, let's see an example. So create, this was the syntax, this is an example. So here create table, table name I'll be giving employee, I'll be creating an employee table. So create table employee. Okay, which table I'm creating? Employee table. Okay, the employee table will be having what? Let's have employee ID, employee name, department name and the salary. Okay, I want all these fields in my employee table. This is my employee table, for example. Okay, so for that, the name of the column, so employee ID, and the data type, number data type. I'm giving number data type, and the size I'm giving as 8. Depending upon your requirement, you can give any size. Okay, the next is employee name. Employee name, data type is varchar and the size is 20. Varchar is another type of data type. Okay, the next is department name. So department name, data type, the size. The next is salary. I want the employee salary. The employee salary, data type and the size. Clear? So this will give you a structure like this. Okay, ये लिखने से you will get a table like this will be created. This will not be there. A table like this will be created. We have not inserted any data in it. We have only created the columns, not the rows. Okay? For creating the rows, we'll use the insert operation. We'll see that later on. The next is alter statement. Okay? Alter means what? Alter means adding. You can add, delete or modify the table. Okay? Alter means you can add, delete or modify the table. So we'll see the add function first. Add, the alter table. You're going to alter a table and the name of the table. Okay? Which table you want to alter. And in alter, we'll see the operation add. Okay? So add, what are you going to add? The column name you're going to add. Suppose you want to add one more column here. Okay? So that's what. So add column name, data type. Okay? Obviously we need to specify the data type of the column, right? So that's what. Add column name, data type. For example, I want to add here employee ID. Sorry, department ID. Okay, there is department ID isn't there, right? So we'll add department ID here. So alter table, table name. Oh, I'm sorry. Alter table. Table name is what? Employee, right? So alter table employee. Add department ID. The data type I'm giving as varchar. Okay, and the size is 20. Easy, right? Next one. We'll see the alter command for drop. Okay, drop means deleting the contents. Deleting the contents of the column. So alter table, table name, drop column, column name. You are going to drop the contents of the column. So drop column, what is the name of the column, which column you want to delete, that column name. For example, I don't want the employee salary column here. So what I'm going to do, alter table, what is the name of the table, employee. So employee, drop column, what is the column name, this is the column name, I want to delete this. So drop column employee salary. Clear? Next one, if I want to change the, if I want to change the data type, okay, modifying or changing, if I want to suppose change the data type of the column, of a specific column, suppose let's say this column, employee ID, I said it is varchar of 20. If I want to change it, so I'll, in that case I'll use alter command. In alter statement I'll have alter command. Okay? So alter table, the table name, and what I'm going to alter, what I'm going to change, I'm going to change the column, data type of the column, right? So alter column, the name of the column and the data type. Okay? Suppose this is alter column, column name is employee department ID. Department ID. Instead of varchar, if suppose I want number data type, so I'll write number, specifying the size, suppose 10. Okay? So now the column will be, the column data type will be changed from varchar to number. Easy, right? So these are the commands. We'll see some more commands. Okay, the next one in DDL, data definition languages, drop command. So drop is used to delete the indexes, tables and databases from the system. Okay? So let's see the index first. So drop index, index name. We are going to drop the index. I need to specify the name of the index, and that index is imposed on which table. I need to specify the table name as well. So drop index, the name of the index, on which table I have imposed the index, I need to mention the name of the table. Okay? So this is the syntax of a drop for index. The next is for the tables. So drop table, if I want to drop the entire table. Okay? So drop table, which table I want to drop, I need to specify the name. For example, I want to drop employee table. So drop the table employee. Okay? The next is database. If I want to delete the entire database from the system. Okay? So for that I need to specify the name of the database. Okay? Drop database, the name of the database. Suppose I want to drop the entire database of the employee. Okay? Not just one table of the employee, but the entire database of the employee. I want to drop it, I want to delete it. So drop database, the name of the database is what? Sorry, the name of the database is employee. So I'm going to drop the entire database, the complete database of employee. Okay? Clear? Next one. The next command in DDL is truncate. Truncate is also deleting the data inside the table, not the table, not the structure, just the data which is present inside the table. Okay? The data, the contents. Truncate is used to delete the contents, the data inside the table, not the structure, not the schema. Okay? Clear? Okay. So I'm going to truncate table, table name. If I only want to delete the contents of the table, if I don't want to delete the table, if I don't want to delete the structure, if I only want to delete, if I only want to remove the data from it, so I'll use the function truncate. So truncate table, which table? I need to specify the name of the table. Okay? Suppose employee table. So truncate table, employee table. Okay? Here I'm taking the example of employee. You can take any other example like student, faculty or any other. Okay? Hospital, any table you want to. So I'm truncating the table employee. Okay? Removing the contents from the table. Okay? Without deleting its schema and structure. Clear? Next one. The next is insert command. Till here the truncate was the DDL commands, data definition language commands. From here it is insert command falls under what? Data manipulation language. Okay? So data manipulation language mein we have got insert command. Okay? So insert is used to insert, obviously insert the data into the table. We have created the table. Now we need to what? Insert the values into the table. Matlab creating of the rows. So insert into the name of the table. I need to insert into the name of the table. I need to give column 1, column 2. ठीक है, कौन से columns में I want to insert? I need to specify. These are the columns. These will be the rows. So column 1, column 2, name of the column 1, name of the, suppose it was employee ID, employee name, so and so. ठीक है, and what values I want to insert here? in this column what value I want to insert, in second column what value I want to insert, in third column what value I want to insert. Okay, that's nothing but the syntax. So insert into, what is the name of the table, you need to specify that, and also you need to specify the names and the values that you want to insert into the columns. Clear? Example, insert into, suppose I want to insert into the employee table. Okay, if I want to insert the data into the employee table, so insert into employee, the column name, the first column suppose it was employee ID, so I'll be writing employee ID. The second column is suppose employee name, and the third is department ID. Okay, so department ID done, 3 columns done. Next I need to write the values, ये columns में क्या values मुझे insert करना है. So employee ID में if I want to insert the employee ID as 115, so 115 values 115 comma, suppose the name of the employee is Syeda and the department ID is 455. Okay, for example, this is one method of inserting the data. After once I have written this command, my data will be inserted now. Okay, so it will be 115 Syeda and 455. The record is created. This is not there, right? So a record is created. Getting? A row is created. A data is inserted in the table now, right? If you want to insert one more data, one more row, one more data, if you want to fill the details of one more person, you need to write it again. You need to write this insert command once again. Okay? For example, if you don't want to do it that way, if you want to insert it dynamically, if you want to insert the details dynamically, you can go with this method. Insert into employee, same thing, insert into table name. Instead of writing all these things, you are directly going to write the values, ampersand of employee ID, ampersand and ampersand employee name, then and department ID. Okay? This and. Okay? What happens here is you can insert the values dynamically. Okay? Dynamically means what? You can specify it later on. Here you are specifying it at the moment while creating, or specifying it at that moment. But here you can specify it later on, anytime you want. Okay? So, and yes, one more thing here. The character types and the varchar types should be enclosed within quotations. Okay? Your data, if it is in the form of character or if it is in the form of varchar, you need to enclose that data in quotations. For example, here, okay, this is a character varchar data type, right? So it is enclosed in what? Single quotes. Similarly here, even if I want to insert the data dynamically, even then I need to put this in single quotes. Okay, one thing is done. Another thing here, if you see, this column name and the values have got one-to-one relationship. Okay, suppose if instead of writing here 115, suppose you have wrote first Syeda, then you have written 115, this will look something like this. The data will be inserted in this way. Okay, now the employee ID is Syeda and employee name is 115. Getting? You will get an error. So here the column and the values have got one-to-one relationship. Okay, even if you are writing it here, even if you are inserting the values here, even in this case also one-to-one relationship. You need to be careful of which column we have mentioned first. Okay, while creating the table, which column we have mentioned first, you need to insert the values in that order. Okay, getting? Next, the next command is to delete. Acha, truncate was to delete the data inside the table. Okay, and drop we have seen it is used to delete the indexes, tables, database. Here I am not going to delete the structure, I am not going to delete the schema, I am only going to delete the data inside it. Whereas in delete I am going to, we have got 3 different things I told you: drop, truncate and delete. In delete I am going to delete the rows. Okay, this records, I am going to delete this records. Okay, there are 2 ways. Either I can delete all the records or I can delete a specific record. Okay, so for deleting all the records, see the syntax is delete from the table name. That's it. What table? All if you want to delete all the records, you're going to write delete from table name. If you want to delete the rows, okay, if you want to delete the table, okay, the entire table, the structure, you're going to use drop. if you want to just delete the data inside the table, all the column names, all the records, everything, you're going to use truncate. But if you want to delete only the rows, okay, then you are going to use delete. Okay, so if you want to delete all the rows, then what you're going to use? Delete from which table? Table name. Okay, suppose I want to delete it from employee, so delete from employee. Okay, all these will be gone. Even this record will be gone. There is nothing now. Okay, suppose if I want to delete a specific record, okay, a specific record, so for that, delete from table name, the name of the table you need to specify it obviously. Then where search condition, you need to give the search condition, which record you want to delete. Okay, for example, you want to delete the record which is having employee ID as 115. The only record that have got 115, employee ID as 115, I need to delete only that record. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Delete from, it is present in which table? Employee table, where employee ID is what? 115. You can also give greater than 115, any condition you want to give. Okay, so the record with employee ID 115 will be deleted. Getting? Not only employee ID, you can give the age as well, you can give the salary as well. Suppose if you want to delete the records that have got salary greater than 5,000, suppose, so that you can specify that as well, where salary is greater than 5,000. Okay, all the records will be deleted with the salary greater than 5,000. Clear? Easy, right? Let's see one more, which is update. Okay, the next command is updating. Update command. Update can be done to the rows, either all the rows at a time or one row at a time. So all the rows or selected rows. So for all the rows, suppose if you want to update all the rows in the table, you need to write what? Update which table, the rows of which table, that you need to specify here the name of the table. You are updating to what? Set that expression. Okay, set that value. Okay, you need to set that value. For example, you suppose, for example, if you want to give a bonus to your employees, 10% bonus to all your employees. Okay, so you are going to what? Update the salary column. Okay, obviously, right? Salary column to 10% bonus. So you are going to do it this way. So update. What is the name of the table? Employee table. So you are going to update employee table. You are going to set the value of which column? Employee salary, right? Employee salary column to what? What is the value? This is the value, employee salary plus the basic into 0.10. Okay, 10%. So what happens here? All the rows will be updated. Okay, everyone will get a 10% bonus. Okay, okay. For example, if you want to only give a bonus to one person, okay, or selected people, so what you're going to do in here in this same thing, update table name, set. You're going to have a where clause, where the column name and the value. Okay, for example, you want to give only to one person, I mean where you want to give a bonus to only the person with the employee ID having okay. So what's happening here? You're going only the person with employee ID 115 is going to get a bonus of 10%. You can also have another example. Suppose you want to update the name or update the phone number. So you can write here, update the employee table. If it is an employee table, so update the employee table. Set the phone number is equal to so and so phone number, or whatever the phone number you're updating to, where the employee ID is 115. Okay, or the employee name is so and so, like that. It is a condition. Okay, where condition for selected row. Okay, if you are going to select a specific row. Clear, right? Next one. Let's see commit, rollback and save point. See, commit is nothing but you are going to save the changes. See, suppose you have made any changes. Suppose you see here just now updating. Suppose you have updated a phone number of somebody, okay, of your employee, or you have updated the address of an employee. So what happens here? The changes are not permanent here. Okay, you have made the changes. Suppose you have got you shut down your system. What happens? All your changes will be gone. Okay, whatever updations you have made, whatever insertion or deleting, any operations, whatever you have updated will be gone. It is not saved unless you commit. Okay, commit is nothing but permanently saving the changes in the database. ठीक है. If you want to save the changes permanently in the database, you need to write what? Commit. Just simply commit. The syntax is commit with a semicolon. Okay. Next, save point. Save point is nothing but temporarily saving a transaction. ठीक है. You are going to temporarily save a place where you can later on roll back. ठीक है. Let's see rollback first. Rollback command is what? Rollback means what? Suppose, for example, you made the changes and you feel that the changes was not required. Suppose you have made changes to the phone number and you believe that it was not required. So what you can do? You can roll back to that point. Okay? You can roll back your changes. Okay? Getting? Okay? Rollback can be used along with the save point. So roll back to whatever you have last saved, wherever you have temporarily last saved, that place will be you'll be rolled back to that place. So roll back to, suppose you have saved at a certain point. Suppose you are making any transaction. Suppose at this point you have saved your transaction. Okay? Save point. Suppose the save point was, suppose it was A. Okay? And at some other point, at some other point you have made changes to the database and you believe that the changes was not required. Suppose you are at this point. Suppose you are at this point of the transaction, you can still go back to that save point. Okay, where you have last saved the changes temporarily. Getting right? So commit is to permanently save. Save point is to temporarily save so that you can roll back later on. And roll back if you feel like the changes are not required or changes were not necessary or the changes were wrong. So you can later on roll back to that point. You can undo the changes. Okay? Easy, right? Clear? The next is grant and revoke. What is grant and revoke? Grant means you are going to give permissions. You are going to grant the permission to a user, or you are going to revoke the permission to a user. Revoke a permission from a user. Okay? Grant means giving access or privileges or permissions to the user to make changes to the database. Okay? Not everybody can make changes to the database. You can allow some persons, you can allow specific people to make the changes to the database. That is nothing but giving the grant. That is nothing but granting or giving permission or giving access. Okay? Revoke मतलब उसका उल्टा. You are going to take back the permissions, take back the privileges, take back the access. Okay? That person no longer can make the changes to the database, no longer can access the database. Okay? For example, you are going to grant the access to a user for creating a table in the database. Okay? For that you will be writing grant. You are granting to create a table to a specific user name. Whichever username you are specifying here, that person will get the access to grant. That person will get the access to create the table in the database. Okay? Same way, if you want to revoke the table creation from a user, if you don't want a user to create a table, okay? So you can revoke the access. So revoke what access you want to revoke, what permissions you want to take back from the user. Suppose you want to take back the create permission, creating of a table. You want to take that permission back. So revoke create table from so and so user. Clear? Easy. So this was the syntax or a brief examples or brief introductions to the database languages. Insert, delete, update, all these. Okay? Let me know in the comment section below if you want more examples on this. These were just the commands and the different commands, their syntax and one example. Okay? If you want some more example, let me know in the comment section below. Inshallah, I'll try to make a video on that. Okay? That's it for this video. I hope you understood. Okay? Thank you.